On the planet Colu, Team Entropy encounters Brainiac's son, Brainiac 2. The alien explains that his father was using the heroes, and planned to absorb the energies of sentient life for himself on Colu, using it to turn the Omega Titans towards Earth while he was able to finally conquer his home world. Without Brainiac, the heroes are sure to fail at saving Colu. Indeed, in spite of their best efforts, the Omega Titan begins to overwhelm this world. Team Wonder is able to successfully reactivate their tree, dispelling the spirits attacking them, while Team Mystery successfully manages to take all the bottled planets that Colu has taken, including Starfire's homeworld, and with Sinestro's help, they are able to guide the lost planets back into space. Team Wisdom is able to access Colu's planetary data core through Cyborg, though the information quickly overwhelms him. However, it's still not enough. Though the heroes are able to escape on a handful of ships, along with many Coluan survivors, this planet is gone. Back on Earth, 4 great trees grow across the planet. The Omega Titans are here. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of No Justice number 3. So as I continue my coverage of this series, I am on the whole enjoying it. It's been a fun little bridge between DC Metal and the beginning of Snyder's run on Justice League. It continues to be a relatively light affair, a fairly straightforward story with some celestial adjacent characters. Very similar takes to the popular Marvel figures, but given a new twist in the form of 4 different teams that the DC heroes are split upon and have to work together to accomplish their various tasks. It's actually very fun seeing the different teams interact with one another. Team Wonder learning to work together and put their faith in Wonder Woman was really fun to see, while Team Wisdom's interactions with each other was quite fun too, and there was something moving about seeing Harley Quinn saving those Coluans. Each of them offers a lot, and it, on the whole, is a good story for getting us in the mood for Snyder's Justice League. I'm really enjoying this and think Snyder has a really good take on this sort of writing. I've been thinking about how interesting that is because Snyder's background's a lot more in horror writing and that sort of thing. He kind of made his name in comics through that American Vampire stuff, and then Batman felt like a good adaptation for him in terms of bringing him onto the world of superheroes, given its gothic and horror-esque elements within Batman writing. But the more proper superhero stuff involving all of Justice League is a bit outside of his normal wheelhouse, so it was a kind of experiment. I feel he already kind of proved himself through DC Metal, which was a great little device for DC to start to bring him out of the Batman mythos and into Justice League stuff as a whole. That's kind of the point of DC Metal. It starts out as a Batman story and gradually involves all of the DC universe. Now we're pushing that further, and Snyder's basically telling a story with all these characters along with Williamson and Tynion IV. This issue is a little less cluttered than issue 2 was, but it did feel rushed at times. I really can't say that surprises me whatsoever, given that this is only 4 issues long, it has 3 writers to it. I knew it was going to get rushed at some point or another, and I kind of figured it was going to start happening right about now. So none of that's surprising, but it's still an entertaining piece on the whole. The artwork, however, is a bit lacking this issue. We don't have Francis Manipool doing any artwork this time. It's Riley Russo and Marcus Toe doing the artwork in this issue. Looking at this comic, there's a lot of great action pieces, and the whole sequence with Colu's destruction was handled very well. I quite enjoyed the artwork behind it. But there's a lot of panels with really jarring and awkward facial expressions. Images of Batman and Wonder Woman and a few others that just feel really awkward and off-putting. I don't know what's up with it, it's just super angular and doesn't look right. So that's a bit of a disappointment because up until now the artwork's been phenomenal and really moving. I also like this issue because we found out Amanda Waller very much saved all the Justice League and various heroes and villains that Brainiac took. This issue makes it clear Brainiac would have used them horribly and taken all the power for himself, ultimately turning the Omega Titans towards Earth no matter what happened. He's a villain, and he's always been like that, so it makes sense, and it gives a little vindication for some of Amanda Waller's actions earlier. She was always kind of right, and I had a lot of empathy for her character and her position ever since they basically revealed that the government didn't even know a source wall existed up until the events of DC Metal. That really says something in how in the dark the authorities are in so many of these superhero affairs, so I quite enjoyed that little detail of them wanting to expand their knowledge of the greater world around them, realizing how ignorant they are of these larger events. So Amanda Waller's making some big plays here, but to me it kind of makes sense. I empathize with her position and understand what she's going through. So on the whole, I recommend it more than I don't. Artwork issues aside, it's been a really fun mini-series, and it's been important in forming the direction we're going to move towards with Snyder's Justice League stuff. Like I suspected, all those worlds that were introduced last issue are very much being unleashed onto the galaxy, regardless of what danger they might pose. And I think that's a great thing. It's a nice way to unleash some new canon onto all of this stuff. Meanwhile, we haven't seen anything from the Green Lanterns, but they were referred to in both of the last two issues, and I'm very curious where all of this is going. Aside from Sinestro, none of the Lanterns are involved in Brainiac's little scheme on Kolu. That's not a coincidence. Something's up, and we're going to find out more about that, I'm sure. Like I said, when I reviewed the first issue, this story starts off with the Green Lanterns for a reason. And I haven't forgotten about that. So yeah, overall I would recommend it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below, and thanks for watching. If you like Comic Island, be sure to check out our Patreon page in the video description. And finally, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.